What's up, everybody? It's Yvonne with Trouts Fly Fishing. We're rolling. Oh, we're good. All right, now we're good. We're good. All right.
All right, dude. Lock in.
Lock
in, dude.
What's up, everybody? It's Yvonne with Trouts Fly Fishing, back with 5 flies for November. As always, joined by Tanner Smith.
Hi.
Shut up. And we got EELAND Stribling in the house.
What's up?
Yeah. At Black Steve Irwin on Instagram.
The one and only.
Yeah.
Yes.
Comedian.
Sometimes.
Conservation.
Rarely. Yeah.
Teacher.
Yes, all the time.
Tell us, for those not familiar with your work, tell us a little bit about what you do.
I take kids, especially kids from Denver. I take them fly fishing, and we go camping and just do like outdoor recreation and just learn different science aspects. And we do different conservation projects. And I work for quite a few nonprofits in Denver, but we just take kids outside and try to have a fun time.
Oh yeah.
Legally.
You also have a YouTube.
Yeah, it's called Comedians on the Fly, where I take comedians fly fishing. And
we're like what, 3 episodes in?
3 episodes, yeah. And they suck at it, and they have hilarious stories, and they get to just be themselves while learning how to fly fish.
Where can people find?
They can find Comedians on the Fly on Instagram and on YouTube.
Yep.
All the clips and episodes are on YouTube.
Yeah. It's pretty damn funny.
Thank you.
It is funny. Yeah.
The female lays the eggs first.
She drops off her eggs. She's like, I don't want these no more. Y'all can have them.
Yes.
And
Almost
then-
like a safety deposit box.
Okay. And she drops them on the bank of the river?
They're called reds. So they usually flow in they usually put them in the oxygenated field areas of the river so they can get a lot of oxygen.
They're both coming down river, so they have
No,
to
they're
time
facing
it.
upriver.
What?
Yeah, they use their fins to do the stanky leg. And then
Okay, they go back up river. And
So-
she's like, I want to drop them off right here. And he's like, if you're going to drop them off right there, I'm going to drop
Drop
these
off
off right here
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that is how trout spawn
All right.
for the kids.
All right, National Geographic. You heard it here.
I feel like I'm in school right now, and I'm trying not to look across the class and laugh at the person who's not supposed to be laughing.
Tanner's adding all the.
I'm just here.
He's in the back of the classroom throwing spitballs and stuff.
Yeah.
What you guys don't see is earlier today, Tanner was just throwing empty liter boxes at me. So it's pretty spot on. It's a good evaluation, you know? So we're going to talk November fishing. November, a bit of a transition month. We are in the end of October when we're filming this, right? And it's still
Pretty warm.
pretty warm. So we might get a little bit of extra good out of in November if it continues on like it is. Ethan, what do you like about November fishing?
I like that I don't have to wake up as early.
Yeah.
Still wake up a little earlier than everyone else, but not at the crack of dawn and get to the river early afternoon, late morning.
Right.
And it's just the weather's perfect. It's cool and crisp, but
Yeah.
not too hot. And usually the fish are popping.
Yeah, and usually you don't have to stay out that late either.
Right.
Yeah. Nope.
So
As
it's
soon as it gets cold,
Banker's hours.
back to the car. As soon as the sun starts to drop.
Tanner, you got anything to add there?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much spot on. I mean, it's
I was
still
hoping
staying
you'd say
warm.
no.
Yeah, no.
Damn. All right. That's good. Good enough for me. Cool. So we're going to talk about flies for November. We've got blue wings, midges, streamers are still an option. Yeah.
Boom.
It's going to be good. Oh, also, as always, big thanks to Umpqua and Rising. If you have any questions about December fishing, and I believe Landon Mayer is the guest for next month. So drop any questions about December fishing for Landon down in the comments below. And if your question is picked, we pick 3 questions every episode. You'll get an Umpqua and Rising prize pack. So go ahead and drop those comments. We always appreciate them. Shout out to Hunter, old TG. Garth appreciated our conversation about eggs.
Yes.
He felt less. He was like, "Look, man, I feel less shame driving back from Denver after a nice 20-fish day on the South Platte. Now that I've caught him on eggs, you know."
I've never caught a trout on eggs. Ever.
Yeah, you got to change that.
Ever.
Yeah. Have
It's
you
always
tried?
funny. Yeah.
Ever.
Have you tried, or you just
I've tied on egg patterns, but I've never caught a fish on an egg.
You got to change that.
I feel like that should be an episode of Comedians on the Fly.
It is always funny that people that come to the store, they kind of sneak in. And you're like, hey, man, can I help you find anything? They're like, oh, yeah, I'm looking for the eggs. You're like,
They whisper the
yeah.
secret.
You're like, do you have beads? You're like, yeah, man, we got this. You know, like they're like, okay, cool. Like, how do you feel? And then it's always like, how do you feel about using beads? You're like, use them if that's what you want to do. It's just funny, you know.
Yeah.
Like, don't be afraid.
I would never.
Don't be ashamed.
Right.
Be ashamed. Absolutely be ashamed.
It's like the devil and the angel. You know?
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, you have to own it. Like, it's like just you're going a little dirty, and that's fine. But you know,
That's not dirty. That's perversion.
true.
Look,
Hey.
that is true. Is matters of the flesh right there.
Right.
All right, let's get to the flies. Fly number one. Fly number one. All right, here we go. Fly number one is the massacre midge. This is a Matt McCannell fly. EELAND. What do you like about that fly?
I love the color. I love the foam. This is tied with CDC.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Double check.
Yeah, I like the way this looks. I've heard it fishes very, very well. I don't know if I would go this color though.
Yeah, you're not a yellow and tan, brown and tan guy?
No, I think I'm just a black or gray.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Black or
enough.
gray
Yeah.
tailwater. But how does it fish?
I mean, yeah, on the South Platte, it's a super successful
Yeah.
fly. Something, we got to have. Midges are kind of coming back. So it's a productive pattern. Works as the merger.
Sort of, you can sort of get away with it as a
so.
blue wing too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
see a bunch of bugs coming off and
Right.
lay this in there. I like it.
It's like the foam back emerger esque. It's sort of
Yep.
RS2y.
Right.
You know, it's one of those versatile flies that you can just like
You don't have to sink it.
tailwater. Like, I don't know exactly what they're eating.
Right.
I'll put that on.
Yeah, somewhere mid column, you can get it down low. I like it.
Yeah. Matt McCannell spent a lot of time in the salt. I know, EELAND, you're a big salt guy.
Trying to be, pretending to
salt
be.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. At least a
faking,
tall salt guy.
faking it. I can see a lot of fish when I'm up there.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but not
That's half the battle.
Right.
But
You go with a
trying
dude
to
who's 5'6", and you're like, dude, you can't see shit.
fancy. I'm standing over your shoulder, trying to coach you into some healthy stuff. I mean, if he fishes salt and he's coming here and throwing these tiny bugs, and this must crush. So,
He like used to got. I don't know if he still guys, but he used to get on the Uncle Padre,
oh sweet.
and then like he had all those ladder things going on. You guys can check out. There's an episode of Five Flies with him on ladders. A lot of good comments on that one. People loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
And
don't have
what size is this?
I think it's 22.
22. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. So massacre midge, I think it's a
Good fly.
good fly. It's a staple of a box, in my opinion. Tailwater season. So there we go. There's fly number one.
Pick it up.
Yeah. Like, what's your weekly schedule like? Man?
Yeah.
You seem
All over the
It seems
place.
like
Living the dream.
There's no-
exhausting and awesome at the same
I don't have a weekly schedule.
Right.
Yeah, there's no. I haven't seen
no
my
schedule.
girlfriend in weeks. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's mad. Yeah.
She live around here?
Yeah, she lives in Denver. We live together. So yeah, there's no schedule. Like yesterday was the first day I was able to just get out and go fish without any
Yeah.
having to come back earlier, any bullshit of having any calls or meeting or work stuff. Last week I was we ran 2 kid programs that we had to pack and unpack for, and there were 4 days total. So,
Yeah.
but then the week before that I was in Minneapolis doing shows.
Plus you got shows.
Right.
Yeah, I was in Minneapolis. So, and then next week I'm going to Tallahassee for a weekend, and then going to Boston and New York the week after that. So,
Yeah.
and then going to Belize after that. So it's just there is no weekly schedule. Yeah, it's all just bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
go
No big deal.
I thought you said you didn't have any saltwater trips planned, man.
I didn't say that.
Oh.
I said I'm just trying to get down to Puerto Rico.
More, you're trying to get more.
Yeah, trying to get more down to Puerto Rico.
Where are you going to Belize?
Kyle Francis Lodge.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
How
On
many
the-
days?
6 days, 5 days.
Oh, yeah.
I think 5 days and 6 nights or something like that.
Hell yeah.
5 days of fishing. So all DIY. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
That will be good.
Yeah.
I don't have health insurance, by the way.
Minor detail.
Yeah.
Fly number 2 is the Mercury Betas. Pat Dorsey. It's got a glass bead.
Mm.
EELAND, where do you like to fish that fly?
I mean, mostly 11 Mile is where I bust this bad boy out. I mean,
it's a big South Platte weapon.
Yeah, and this is. I mean, I've never caught a fish on an egg, but this is my version of an egg. This is my go-to. Nice. Yeah. Every time I'm on the water, this thing is crushing. So this is my last resort, first and last resort. Yeah. And I really like the glass bead. I don't know why. It just feels like it's more productive, especially.
Yeah.
Right.
Tanner, you agree?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much spot on. We talk about Dorsey bugs all the time. Those are the ones must-haves. So they catch fish. He fishes around here. His confidence is our confidence.
Right. Right, exactly.
Boom.
You got to leech off of a legend's confidence.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
To have some extra confidence in the box. Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to throw a fly to this man who catches every fish in South Platte.
Right. Right.
Put him in a run with like a bajillion fish, and I bet a bajillion fish are
gonna get pulled out.
And then really think you figured it out when you use something that someone else absolutely figured out, and you put it on. You're like, hey, dude, look at me. What you fishing?
Start pointing the name on the
Mercury Betis. Yeah, I decided to put it on. Yeah,
I'm the man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, that was fly number 2. The Mercury Betis. Shout out to Pat.
Shout out to Pat.
I'm going to try to email him and see if we can't get him on the show.
Yeah.
I think that'd be
we got to get him back. Yeah.
Oh, he could probably break down every single stretch of water in Colorado.
Yeah. No, I think it would be.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
You pick that man's brain for like an hour. That dude still has like 85,000 hours left to go.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Man, he's on the water damn near every day. And he's still hiking into the top of the canyon like a
legend.
Absolute G. I hate that hike. Do you like that hike? Have you ever done that hike?
Yeah, I maybe get an hour or so in, and I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
I can't go any further. I'll never make it home.
Backs.
Yeah.
I don't want to be back here anymore.
Right.
No.
I actually want to go see my wife.
Yeah, I want to make it back home and see my dog or my girlfriend.
Right. Shout out to Elan's girlfriend. Cool. There we go. There's fly number 2.
Okay, and I love purple.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it. I felt that.
Prince.
Purple is my favorite color.
I'm glad we did pick a graphenfly. Yeah. That's cool. Had I known that
What's your favorite color?
To fish? Or
What's
just in general?
Color?
Yellow.
Yellow?
Yeah.
What kind of yellow?
Like a sunflower yellow. Just
is that
like
why you keep looking at this fool's hat?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, I love yellow.
Oh my god.
Yellow's a good color. What's your favorite?
It makes me feel
I'm a
good.
blue guy.
You're blue?
I like blue, yeah.
What's your favorite color?
I love purple.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Dude, purple's royalty.
It is royalty.
And also, like, New Orleans is pretty cool. They love purple. LSU's a cool team. Like, those uniforms are fire. Purple and yellow, that's fire.
Barney.
Barney, he was a dinosaur. That was sick.
Purple.
The Rockies, they're horrible baseball.
But the logos are
purple.
Purple, yeah.
They're purple and black. And
right.
Yeah,
purple, I think, is like...
It's a good outlier color, like a mixed color. Like straight purple is not great, but if you get like purple highlights, like with the Rockies, like purple highlights the black. Vikings, like purple highlights the yellow. Like,
you're telling me Mardi Gras with purple, green, and yellow isn't like a fire color combination?
Right.
That's
if you add purple to a combo, it's one of the best combos.
No, I think if you just rock purple, Prince just wore purple.
True, but that's Prince.
Prince is so much cooler than anybody.
Imagine me walking just in straight purple. You'd be like, "What the f is Taylor wearing?" You know?
Yeah, I would call you Barney Prince. For sure.
I'd be like, that guy's high on PCP.
I'm like, yo, what's up? You got smoke, brother?
Man, you can't trust him.
He got a bad batch of something.
Yeah. Fly number 3 is the purple RS2 Rim Chung. That's actually the sparkle wing. Eland, you had a lot of positive things to say when you saw this fly was picked.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite flies. I've fished it all year, but especially during the fall. I mean, I'll usually fish it with the squirmy or.
And you haven't caught a fish on an egg.
On. So you use squirmy worms, but you don't use an egg.
Look, there's flies I just like and I trust, and this is one of them. I really like this purple. I like the flat. I mean, this is honestly one of my consistently used flies in my box. And yeah, I love this color. I love the sparkle day or night.
Are you a 3 nymph guy or a 2 nymph guy, or are you a single nymph guy?
I usually go double. At 3, I need to change up something. If I'm at 3, then something's going wrong, and I need to fish better. But usually 2 nymphs, 2 wet flies, and this is usually one of the ones.
What would you combo that with?
Honestly, I would probably go with something heavy like a bead hare's ear. Something natural, then some little flash, and see if we can't figure out at least what they're paying attention to, what the size or color, and then go from there.
Boom.
You got anything to add?
Yeah, I think that's an 18. I think the biggest thing right now is flows that a lot of our tailwaters are up. So with South Platte being up higher than usual for this time of year, you can go a little bit bigger. So 18 is solid, more fish landed. So yeah, I mean everything else about the RS2 is great. So good attractor color.
Purple's one of those colors.
Purple they see, purple they eat.
It's gonna work,
right?
Or it's not gonna work,
right?
You're gonna know pretty quickly.
And when it's working, it's working.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
It's like working.
It's like working real good.
Right.
You need some more? Might as well.
Yeah.
That's fly number 3.
Fly number 3.
One of my favorites.
It's got EELAND's signature on it.
Doesn't mean much, but
boom, write it down.
Yeah, I mean, teaching kids. If you're teaching kids how to fish and you're giving them the purple RS2, I think they're probably catching a lot of fish.
I will absolutely. This is absolutely, and I always get them back when I'm done with them, so they don't know what to use next.
Hey, you gotta take a mental picture.
Hey, this wasn't free.
You take a mental picture, buddy.
Yeah. Take a picture with it, and then it's going away. You don't get to keep it because this is a killer.
Right. I'm not taking any of these out of my box for you. All right, we're going to get to the question and answer portion. As always, I appreciate all the questions you guys asked in the October episode. If you have any questions for December fishing with Landon, drop a comment. 3 questions we picked. Each one will receive an Umpqua Rising prize pack. Shout out to the guys at Umpqua Rising. Let's get to it. We're going to start with Matthew Webb, who first off starts off with a compliment. It's always good to start off with a compliment. Makes me feel good. Makes Tanner feel good. Elan, do you like compliments?
I love them.
Right.
Hell yeah. Compliments are sick. Question for November. Especially as we get into the gin clear fishing on tailwaters, what nymph leader setup do you all use? You throw an indicator and small flies on your tapered leader, or do you build a nymph-specific leader with a hinge for tuck casts? Also, is opt outside this year still going to be on the South Platte? I'm going to answer the first part, or the last part first, and then we're going to go to EELAND. Opt outside is on for this year. We are deciding between either doing it here, Denver, South Platte, or going up to Deckers. So stay tuned to the blog, email, all the socials for that. Appreciate you coming out in the past, Matthew. So, EELAND, you were sort of talking about how you like to throw two nymphs. How do you set up your nymph rig?
I usually just go with the regular 9-foot leader, and then go 5X to 6X. I won't ever usually go past 6X, and won't ever even go up to 4, especially if I'm fishing on any of the tailwaters close to Denver. So I don't really have a specific leader that I use to nymph in the winter, or use to nymph during the fall with tailwaters and stuff. But usually just 9 feet 5X, then extended, and then usually go with yarn as my indicator. I don't like the splashy or even pulsa floats, which are a little wasteful after you use them. But anything that lands soft and doesn't bother too many fish.
Yeah, I like that. Pat Dorsey uses yarn, so
yeah,
you can't go wrong with that.
Rubbing off on the legends,
right? Tanner.
I'm right there. I mean, pretty much 9-foot 5X for me. I will try to get away with heavier tippet as much as I possibly can. So, 4X maybe to my first fly, 5X second one, 6X. The least amount of 6X I can have, the better, because that's just screams for breakoffs. But yeah, no special like drop leader or anything like that. Just standard taper leader. I think it just rolls over nicer. I usually go big bug to small bug, and maybe add a little bit of weight, but. Yeah, and standard thingamabob for me, I guess yarn if you absolutely have to, your Cheeseman Canyons, stuff like that, but still just small, maybe size down the thingamabobber or indicator, and rock and roll.
I've messed around with the the 90-degree rig a little bit
right
in the past, and I think it's a good option. Like it gets down fast, right?
Right.
If you're trying to fish Cheeseman Canyon,
Right.
like yeah, you can get down fast, but it takes so much more maintenance.
Right.
And then also, like with a taper leader, it's a lot easier to sort of like
Just
get into a
cast.
rhythm of
Right.
how your bugs are falling. Right.
Right.
It's all personal preference when it comes down to it, but like I think those like 90-degree rigs are good.
Right.
I know McCandle uses them on the
Right.
the Unk. Right.
Very effective. I mean, that's like if I'm fishing still waters, that's how I'm trying to hang my bobber. But in a river, man, it's I feel like where the fish are enough to be like I can. It's like if this fish isn't eating, I'll go find a fish that will eat on this. You know, I'd rather like fish what I'm comfortable fishing than try to change my entire rig to force feed this one.
And sometimes I don't even go
Pissed off
indicator.
fish. Right.
Sometimes I just you can see fish feeding.
Right.
I'm just gonna try to feed the fish. I don't need to have a bobber or a yarn or anything on.
Like kind of like a hybrid mix of Euro nymphing, but with like I think that's a very underrated thing. Everyone's getting like Euro nymphing with like this huge rods. Like you can tightline nymph with your 9 foot 5 weight, like especially if you're like low flows and you see fish in pocket water, you can take the indicator off. And
you don't even have to take the indicator off necessarily.
Yeah. If your indicator's up and you're still sight fishing and you're still doing the same kind of principles, it's a lot more visual, So I think that's a very underrated way for sure. So I agree with.
I think the like 90-degree rig, more specialized rig, I wouldn't even necessarily think the tuck casts would make as much sense in the wintertime because the fish are going to be sort of holding in like slower water and pretty obvious spots. I think it certainly makes a lot more sense if you're like fishing to fish that might be tucked up underneath the bank or like underneath some sort of obstruction or something like that. But like, they get down and stuff, but I think they take a lot more maintenance, right? Like you gotta add tibbet, you gotta subtract tibbet. Like if you're gonna move through any kind of water, like adjusting your depth is just like a
pain.
Nightmare. Yeah.
Whereas like in indicators, it's just a lot more easy to do that. But to each their own, If you find if you catch fish on the 90-degree rig, you're like one of those nymph specific leaders.
Right. Keep fishing.
Yeah.
Right.
Try out the other option, but
we're just lazy ultimately.
Absolutely.
I'm the portrait of laziness.
The last thing I want to do when I'm fishing is change rigs a lot.
Yes.
Like I what I mean? Like that I always feel like I'm just wasting I could probably catch more, but I'm also wasting time. Especially on the winter days. You're like, if I change rigs 4 times, I've lost
your day is
almost 40 minutes, it's probably 10 minutes every time because you're gonna sit down, have a drink, maybe even more. And it's like an hour when there's only 7 hours of daylight. Like
be dialed.
Yeah.
Be confident.
Or don't be dialed and
don't
just be confident.
Be confident and enjoy minimal success and have a good time.
Right.
Winter is the perfect time.
You got like 3 or 4 hours of like good fishing on a winter day. Like, don't waste it fiddling around with rigs.
Right.
Go out there and do it one time. If it doesn't work,
winter is the only time where I agree with the phrase. It's not always about the fishing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, enjoy it. It's winter. You're probably cold. Like, don't just be. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to bleep this later, but you're a cheese dick, Tanner. It's not all about the fishing. It's about being out there.
That's the only time that the rule applies, Because it's probably fishing is most likely not going to be that great, except for like a little window, anyways,
Yeah, just stay home.
Right. Stay home.
More fish for you.
There was a guy that came in today. And we opened at 10, and I was like, "Oh, you got out lately?" And he was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "I just wrapped up." I was like, "Where were you fishing?" He was like, "Oh, I was fishing Clear Creek up in the canyon." I was like, "Was it like 18 fucking degrees out there and you're wet waiting?" Like, bro,
freezing.
like I was like, "How was it?" He was like, "Didn't get a single dry fly." Like, yeah, no shit, bro. Like, what?
Shout out to that guy and his confidence.
Oh yeah, I love it. Like, great to be out if that's your window. Like, go get it. But
he was confidently throwing that dry fly.
He was like, it was cold as shit. I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, of course, man.
80-20, 80% confidence, 20% luck.
Right. You got 80% of the way there. Right. That 20% was what separated him from the fish, though. All right, there we go. So shout out to Matthew. We're going to send the prize pack your way. Next question is...
Yeah, we don't necessarily...
Oh, by the way, I used the plum correctly last time. I know there was a little bit of question about that. So shout out to me for my ability to use words. Constantine Scontris. I'm sorry for shouting.
You can't say it like that.
What? All right,
like
next
royalty.
question is from... Yeah. Should we like... cue the music, get the royalty music going, like the. Thank you, John.
This person's gonna be like, "I'm never watching this shit."
Constantine S asks, "What is your approach to multi-fly streamer fishing? When do you throw 1 streamer, 2 streamers, a streamer, and a nymph? And also, how do you change your presentation for multi-fly streamer rigs?" Who wants to?
That's a great question.
That's a good call.
Who wants it? Who wants
I'll go for it.
All right, go for it.
Do you want it?
No, it's all you, brother.
All right. It's probably something we've already said.
We'll just say it.
Yeah, I really like multi-streamer rigs. If I'm fishing multi-streamer rigs, it's probably going to be too smaller size. Like I'm not going articulated to articulated. Like that's just asking to like rip your ear off or something.
You gotta get your 10 weight ready.
So I'm doing something, yeah, like a Little Kim to like a Woolly Booger, Thin Mint, something like that. And that's still gonna tape really nice casts. And I don't know, that's kind of my game. Single fly, single streamer, that's when I'm throwing those big articulated stuff. Yeah. You have a little bit more control, and sometimes even on those bigger, if I'm fishing single flies, that's when I will like to have a taper leader. You know, if I'm fishing double, you can just have a piece of 1X and it doesn't matter so much, but like having a taper leader to those big articulated streamers really helps turn it over actually.
Is there anything that cues that switch between 1 fly and 2 fly rigs for you? Like is it a water type? Is it a day? Is it a temperature? Is it a
That's a
cloud cover? Is it a what do you?
I think for me it's just a feel. You know, like I don't know. Like we all have our streamer boxes. We open them up and we're like, I have way too many of these stupid flies that look really kind of like nothing. But it's
I
like
bought that. I thought
right. But there's always you open it up and there's always like that one rig or two that kind of speaks to you. You're like, I haven't fished this fly in 6 years. Yeah. Today's the day though. Like it's just looking good, you know? And sometimes I see the same thing with like double, you know, if I see Creelix just shining over in the corner, I'm like, you know, let's go. Let's roll 2 of those today and like it's on, you know? Yeah. So that's kind of my motto. Not really.
You're just like looking for a switch up.
Yeah.
You're just based on feel like, hey, like this has been going well.
Right.
Or this has been going poorly. Let me switch this up.
Right. And we always say it all the time. Like a good streamer day is 10 fish, 20 fish, and you probably fished 2-3 miles to catch those. So it's like if you're on our free zones, you literally didn't catch like 15,000 fish to catch those 30. So probably any streamer would have caught something. So, you know, just fish with confidence and also understand that everything's going to catch one of the 1,000 fish in the hole down there. Probably.
Eland, are you 2 streamer kind of guy?
Yeah, I've just recently been dabbling in the streamer game and also throwing, you know, double streamers. And usually it's if I'm getting a lot of follows on the fly, but they're not sticking or really hitting it.
Right.
But I can see the fish moving on the fly and watching it or following all the way up.
You're cussing a little bit at it.
Yeah.
Like, eat that thing, you know.
And then I'm like, what is going? So then I'll usually throw on like a super small woolly bugger or a bunny leech, or anything super small. So that and I've usually seen them like look at the big fly and then just be like, oh, I'll just grab this thing here, and then they usually hit the smaller one. So, it's something I'm new at, but it's been fun figuring it out. And I had to learn the hard way to go not to go articulated to a small fly and got hit in the head and tangled up a bit, but. It's been fun. I have a question I wanted to come on here and ask. When do you guys? What's your strip technique? Because I've been losing a lot of fish. Like I can feel a fish hook up, and then I don't know what's happening after the hookup, and the fish are coming off from losing them or grabbing. I do suck. That is part of it. But I wanted to come ask the experts.
Dude, I mean, let's be clear. We also lose fish. We're not necessarily the experts in this regard, you know. Like I would say, I'm good at losing fish.
That happens. We always say like success with a streamer is follows, tags, hookups. You know, like I mean, how many fish when you're nymphing do you hook up and lose? You know, they flip off. Like there's.
I can confirm that when we fished the Gallatin a couple of weeks ago, I lost every fish that I hooked. It was truly unfortunate for me.
It was quite embarrassing actually, but.
Well, everyone caught fish, even though they were white fish. They caught fish, and I didn't catch shit.
Yo, can the camera pick up all your armpit stains?
Am I sweating?
Yo.
I'm a lizard though, bro.
Sorry.
These are heated questions.
Yeah, sorry, but yeah, I mean, I think
sorry for outing you for your ability to sweat. Thanks a lot.
You're gonna lose fish, I'd say. I mean, and it's gonna piss you off. Like you'll have like a double articulated, and you'll like have a fish hooked for like 3 minutes, and be like, oh, cool, and like. Suddenly, like you just like tilt your rod, like you're about to net him, and it's just like you just like watch it hooks. Yeah. Not even like he didn't even do anything. He just like dead fish, and the hook just like slipped through his mouth, and he just like darts off, and you're like, how is that happening? I don't know. Some of those.
I also think like strip set. I think everyone hammers down like strip set, strip set, strip set.
Right.
I don't think it always makes sense. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if a fish is if you're blind, if you're like just fishing it deep and you get to eat, yeah, strip set. But if it's coming close to the boat, or like it's close into you, or it's downstream of you, like I feel like
if you could
being dynamic and throwing on a different hook set often will be like the difference, right?
Right, because the strip set hooks them who knows where, like here. You know, it's not like a consistent downstream set where you're in the corner. It's like you just so sometimes you just hook parts where that hook can go right back through, and you do tear holes in the fish's mouth, unfortunately. So it's like that articulated streamer, like you might really hammer them, and it's like you created exactly where that fly is going to fall right back out. You know, so like they head shake away from that, and it pulls right back out of there. So
I think for me with the double streamers, like you can. I know a lot of people who get into like the, hey, I want small then big, or like big then small, to try to like do the like predator prey thing.
Yeah, like the natural.
And I think there's something to that. But again, I think it comes down to confidence, right? Like I'm similar to Tanner. I will throw 2 like medium or smallish ones.
Right.
And I won't go like big, small, or small, big. I used to do that. Like there would be times like if we're throwing, like I'll throw like a big Creelex and then like maybe throw a small like little woolly bugger, or like throw a woolly bugger behind it or something like that. But like from my perspective, it's a change up, right? You're fishing water with maybe a bigger fly, and you're just not getting the commits, right? You just get like, they might T-bone it, but they're not eating it. They're like nipping it in the tail, or they're like doing the thing where they charge it and then they like slap it with their tail, right? And that's one of those things, like if you see them slap it with their tail, like kill it, right? Like kill it. They're usually trying to stun that fish and then come back and eat it. But like, I don't know, man. I think it's all about confidence, and it's a switch up for me. It's like, this isn't working. Let's try this.
Yeah.
You know? And then, like with presentation, if you're doing the smaller flies, like I think for me at least, like I'm going to do shorter, more abrupt strips.
Right. I would also say too, like I don't ever do like fast stripping.
Yeah.
If you do hook more fish if you fast strip. If you just like I have friends like that I fish with off boats are like, fast strip, I just want fast strip the whole time, because like you might get less eats, but every time you have just way better chance of like hooking a fish. But like if you're dancing, if you're throwing like drifts and you're like slow strip and then kill it and then wiggle and then like you're gonna just like hook fish worse, but you're gonna see so much more action. So it's like when you like do some cool min and then strip once and kill it, and a fish comes and eats it, and you're just like, oh shit, and you like try it. You're gonna like that's
fuck up.
You're gonna screw that up, you know. So, but I'd rather see that, like seeing that's cool, you know. But yeah, to change it, strip if you want just constant hookups, just that consistent strip.
Did you guys see that video on Fly Lords of the bull trout eating the cutthroat?
Wow.
Like that's what I want to see. A
Right.
fish eating another fish.
Right.
Like even if I don't even catch them, you know, I've experienced that on Rock Creek, where like I've caught like a little cutthroat, and then like I didn't have a cutthroat on anymore. I had a bull trout on with a cutthroat in its mouth, and then I didn't have either. You know, it's like, well, or like I caught like a white fish. I was like dry dropper and caught a white fish, and then suddenly like a big bull trout T-bones. You're like, that was pretty cool. Like, I just want to see. When I'm streamer fishing, that's what I want to see. I want to see some shit get killed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. When you see them come off the bottom and you're like, oh, you're the one who lives here. Like, this is your house.
You're Papa.
It's crazy that the same species can eat so differently. Like when you're like nymphing and they're just like.
Or like dry fly fish.
And then all of a sudden you can like, you're like, cool. And then all of a sudden you can rip something this big by the face and they're just like, you're like, you know, it's like, that's insane that it's the same type of species that does that. It's like,
sweet.
Yeah, it's cool. Shore fishing is cool. Yeah, people say trout aren't predatory. It's like, they for sure.
Like absolutely not, right.
And rainbows are very slept on from the streamer game too. People think that like streamers are all brown trout. It's like, I think your most acrobatic cool eats will be like a piss off, like a big rainbow eating a streamer is like that thing will eat at your feet. It has absolutely no, like when a big rainbow wants a streamer, there's like nothing that's stopping that thing from just like coming over and hammering it, you know. Where the brown will play like oh, you know, the rainbow will be like and just swim right through it. So yeah,
cool.
That was a little different.
Constantine,
we changed it up a little bit.
Can we get the music going?
Great question.
Great question. We appreciate that question.
The trumpets. Constantine, thank you for your question. We'll get you your prize back out. Before we get to question number 3, though, EELAND did some homework in advance of this. He came prepared.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk to you because we chose these flies and then had you approve them.
Yes.
I want you to just give us your 5, like your 5. What
Be
are
kind
your
of quick
5
though.
for
Be kind
November?
of quick here.
Okay. Juju midge.
Yeah, valid. Yeah,
Shout out to
Craven. We
Lord
just had Craven on, so like
shout
we,
out to
you
Lord
know,
Craven.
yeah,
Copper John.
Lord Bar.
Lord Bar.
Yeah.
Miracle midge.
Is that I don't know.
Is
Is
that
that Dorsey?
Lord Dorsey, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, here. Okay, continue.
And then tungsten,
Banging. Yeah.
tungsten zebra midge.
Of course.
Can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong with that.
And then any articulated streamer.
What's your favorite color?
Any.
My favorite color.
I
I
want
feel
a
like-
record. I did not ask this. I'm not. I get accused of asking this question too much.
What color?
Yeah. What's your go-to streamer color
During the fall.
during any time?
During the fall, I really like the light colors. So like light yellow.
Perfect. That's
Love
all we
that.
needed.
Yeah.
Yellow, white,
respect.
Yes.
best. And then if you need to change, black. You know.
Yeah.
Just don't ever
What do you-
fish all.
That's a good looking hat.
yeah.
Thank you.
Do you like that color?
Not in streamers.
Not in streamers. Yeah. I was fishing this color yesterday, and I had light and tan and green maybe got like one kiss,
Right.
and then the light and tan got hammered.
Right.
So,
Just another.
so those are my 5 flies.
Chalk it up right
Yeah.
here. Like, I'm gonna
More
get started,
science.
get a
This is
ticker.
almost like scientific evidence at this point
Right.
in time that olive does not work as good as other colors.
Right.
Well, that was the same thing with you. I was fishing the eagle, and I caught a little brown, like this big,
Yeah.
super bright, super yellow and brown.
Right.
And this fish that I did not see came out of nowhere
Right.
and ate my fish.
That's
Right.
so cool.
And so I was like, all right, well,
That like
says
makes
a lot.
that
That's
makes the day.
yeah.
To
Right.
me, if you see something like that
Yeah.
makes the day. It's like, dude, I just saw some wild.
Yeah.
You said the miracle.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh.
Dude, it's nobody.
It's Eland's.
Yeah.
Eland's miracle. Eland's miracle name.
Yes.
Let's go. All right, that's good. Those are
That's
good.
yeah.
Those are 5 good picks.
Yeah, those are 5
So
very
those are
good picks.
Eland approved. In addition to the 5 flies that we also picked, those are also Eland approved, right?
Yes.
Please.
Stamp.
Please, thank you.
Boom. Factual.
Whew, that's close. All right, last question is from Spot Burning Sucks. I hope you really liked our small stream video.
Yeah.
Well,
Any-
they're still here, so they have. They have.
I mean, this was 8 days ago. We published that video a couple days ago, so
Oh.
he might be out.
He
Yeah,
might be
he's
out.
probably like,
But if
"God,
he's still in,
thank you.
thank you. Any tips to effectively fish through the spawn without harassing or harming spawning fish? Water types and areas to avoid. Do you take your kids out and just put them on some fish, put them on some reds?
Yeah, I mean, we fish reds. We actually dig up reds and then throw them onto the bank,
Hell yeah.
just to make sure.
Yeah, get
you
those
know.
eggs out of here.
Yeah, we don't want to mess up the water. No,
Poison
we,
the water with those stupid trout.
Yeah.
No, we actually do stream sampling, and we look at insects, and we look at, especially if it's during the fall, we look at reds, and during the spring, before flows get too high, everyone has glasses, and we show them what reds look like. And even if anything where a red wouldn't typically be, we say if it looks discolored for any reason,
Right.
then that's where a fish has probably spawned or started to spawn. So we try to do a good job in teaching kids of like what it looks like. If you see any, we call them eye spots. If it looks like a giant eye in the middle of the river,
Yeah.
we shouldn't be fishing on that. And if you see fish, even a little bit before that, a little bit after that, there's other fish in the river that are feeding. Those are just the ones that are trying to make more fish. So
We like more fish.
We do
love more fish.
Yeah.
Big, healthy fish, natural fish, everything.
Right. Tanner, any water types you like to avoid?
Yeah, I mean, from a fishing standpoint, I mean, we can get in the crazy debates of like where you're supposed to fish. I think the most important thing is where your feet are going as well.
Yeah.
Walking through reds is way more detrimental than anything, so keep that in mind. If you want to be on the far end of the spectrum,
Smashing
be like,
eggs isn't good.
if they're like, if you're on the far end of the spectrum and you're like, hey, I'm going to catch those fish off there, just don't walk across it, like
Yeah.
that's
Walk around it.
yeah, walk around it, give it space, don't walk above it, any of that stuff. But yeah, water types,
Why would walking above it be a bad thing?
because it's going to shuffle particles down on it. It's going to do basically the same thing as if you
Science. Look
walked
at
on
this
it. Boom. So yeah, I prefer to
He's a
go.
historian and a scientist.
Yeah. Yeah, biology was one of my strong points.
Couldn't even say it.
Yeah, it was absolutely was not.
8 a.m. classes, man. Tanner was just struggling in those biology classes.
Right. But I mean, like EELAND said, I think target water that, you know, isn't around those areas, because even down below it, stuff like that, there's still plenty of fish that aren't eating. You know, there's anywhere else that looks super fishy. You know, there's probably still fish there. Very rarely is every fish in the entire drainage spawning at the exact same time.
Yeah.
You know, so there's probably fish that are pre-spawn, post-spawn, while other fish are spawning, and those fish are usually some of your hungriest. Great time to streamer fish, you know, holding water, transition water, you know, big deep pools, those sort of things.
I was going to say big deep pools are always a safe bet.
Undercut banks, those sort of things.
Avoid
you know?
reds, big deep
Right.
pools.
Look, find structure too. You know, any of that structure where like fish can sneak into things. Just like in summertime, they'll go hide where they're safe.
Right.
So strip and streamer work structure, work around big deep holes. You'll see a lot of like kind of lethargic, cool eats where they're just like looking for a cheat meal. Yeah, so that's, but yeah,
generally
avoid
though,
those kind
like
of riffle areas for
shallow, riffly,
Yeah.
oxygenated
Right.
water is where those reds are going to be.
And it's obvious, you know, like it's tough to play the oblivious card on that game, you know, because it's pretty obvious. Like,
And if it looks safe to cross,
Right.
that's usually where they're spawning. That's
Right.
what I tell our
Right.
students. If
Right.
it looks like it's easy to walk
Right.
across, that's usually where the fish are making babies hanging out.
Right.
So
right,
For sure. So spot burning sucks. We hope you're still with us.
yes,
And hopefully you enjoyed that answer. You know?
Right.
Hopefully that was
great, good question. I mean,
Good
it's
answers.
always a
Appreciate that
debate. It's always
question.
a debate this time of year. So.
yeah. And I mean,
it shouldn't be.
browns will
Right.
be spawning from September
Right.
into November, into December sometimes, depending on what fishery, like what the water temps are. So it's not just like a October thing. Like, hey,
Right.
October, I'm just going to avoid the riffles. Like you got to be mindful of that even when the spawn's done, because those eggs are going to be in there.
Yeah.
If you just stomp all over them, like that's just dead trout,
Right.
man.
Yeah, and ultimately you're still fishing just about the same water you were fishing before.
Right.
You know, so yeah. Boom.
There we go. There's our Q&A section. Appreciate the comments.
Yes.
Next month, Landon, comments down below. Questions, December fishing. A lot of finger pointing.
Yeah, let's give Landon, you know, get creative this
Yeah,
week.
get
you
tech.
know?
I'm gonna watch it, so get techie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Landon's always good to go.
He's currently in
Yeah.
Argentina
Right.
fishing for Dorado.
Right.
Sick.
So ask him a
Sounds
question
pretty
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming into winter. There's a lot of people going on trips.
It's true.
Bring him some questions about
Something
Exotic
other than
trips.
trout.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Trout are cool.
Yes. Yeah.
So are Dorado.
For Landon, the less trout questions, the better. He answers those questions all the
Yeah.
time.
What's your favorite non-trout species?
Tarpon or
Tarpon.
permit.
Fuck
Come on.
yeah.
Do you follow this guy?
I know. I was the leading
Are you
question.
his friend? Are you his friend?
It's a leading question.
It's what
He
I think
literally
of.
posted about it
Next
today.
time you ask that question, ask me and I'll answer for my
I
friends.
know. Yeah.
It's what I think
My
about.
representative will answer that question.
Yeah, Tanner, what flies this?
What do you
meal?
like about tarpon and permit?
The
Pick
difficulty
one, by the
of
way.
it.
Like, pick a favorite child.
Yeah.
Tarpon.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The difficulty of it and the size of them and the eats and the power and the. If it doesn't feel tranquil. It feels like I'm competitive, so I like the idea of
Right.
going up against something and someone
Right.
being like, you can go, you know,
Bring
get
it.
out of here,
Right.
you know. So yeah, I love tarpon. I've gotten some good sized ones, some baby ones, and just they look super sick and
Right, they're cool.
their eyes are cool and their mouths are
They
just
fucking jump.
yeah, and they're a sweet
Can
fish.
you regale us with your greatest tarpon tale?
Yes, yeah, I was fishing off the coast of Mexico. We weren't in pangas or anything. We were just like not on a deep sea boat, but like just a regular boat. And we just see
Just a
these
boat.
No big deal.
these like shimmers of fish, and I'm thinking like, oh, those are dolphins. Like I've seen dolphins. Those are sick. And the guy goes, no. And there was a school of like 20, 30 tarpon that were like rolling as they were swimming. And so he tells us to cast, and they like dip down below the boat. And so I look below the boat, and you just see like shadows of fish, just like in Godzilla when the Godzilla goes underwater and you can just see like the silhouette. And then he's like strip, and I'm stripping. I'm like, I think they're all gone. And I see this fish come up, like my fly's swimming. I see this fish come up and like turn, grab the fly, and just like go deep. And I was just like, whoa! And the guy's like, set. And I was like, whoa! And this fish goes and then just goes like straight in the air and then just runs. And my the backing got caught on the rod, like inside the spool, and then broke.
Of course.
But it was the great it was the greatest moment.
Right.
It was probably one of the greatest moments of my life, just to see something that cool and that close up, and then just like the body and the colors, and
it's prehistoric.
Man,
like they're so
sick. And
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I grew up in Colorado, so tarpon were never anything. So I'm learning more about them, and like the captains for clean water crew, like the way they're protecting them and protecting the coast and the fish is just, it just makes me love them more. That all these people are like, yeah, it's a badass fish.
Yeah, if anyone has any tarpon questions for Landon,
ask him.
Ask him.
I'm new to the tarpon game
I just want to talk about tarpon, man.
I do.
Yeah, tarpon are crazy.
Because like, I can sit here for a little while and talk tarpon.
I chased tarpon for the first time like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and it was like juveniles, like the biggest was like 50, 60 pounds
Which
in this
is
area.
insane.
Right. And you're just like, oh cool. And it was like it was like kind of, I was like, oh cool, man, like tarpon are cool, like I'm like, from here as well, it's like I never even thought in my million years that I was gonna ever go fly fishing for a tarpon, bro. Like going to the ocean for a vacation was weird enough.
You got on a plane,
dude. Like probably when I was like 25. You know, like we just drove further to the mountains.
Yes,
like that's just like
drove to different mountains.
Yeah, you're gonna go on vacation in Colorado. Cool. Like we went to like Buena Vista. You're like sick, dude, and like camped for 4 days. And I was like never in my life. I was right. It's cool, but it was never in my life. Like we're gonna get on a plane, fly to Florida, and like chase these beasts.
Yes.
And it was like we got up at 5, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like. Come on, and it's like all about the tides and all this crazy, intricate stuff, and it literally just like
what are the flows though?
Yeah, it turns on for like 30 minutes, and it just like something changes.
We have to be here,
and then it's like just goes away immediately, and it was like, and like we pulled it up, and it was like on this like little, I don't know, like this mangrove, and like we pulled against it, and like you just see like dolphins basically like just like everywhere, just going like there was just pods of like these fish everywhere, and I was like, this is like. Insane. It was like perfectly calm. 1,000 degrees.
It's a whole new world. It's like,
and it was like, throw this like we were like going after them with gurglers. I was like, this is gonna be wild. If these things are eating on the top of our heads,
right?
And I'm like, fire crappy cast. He's like, we're gonna need more from you today than that. And I'm like, yo, my bad. I was like, bro,
you
like,
could fish before, huh? And now you're like,
have you seen?
Man, is there a rising trout with
I was like,
I
was like, like kind of shaking, kind of nervous, like wasn't expecting a lot, like, and like it happened like right when we got there, and it was like, all right, cool, like it was like throw a cast and like strip a gurgle, and it's like I just see one peel off this like pod, and it was probably like a 30-pound tarpon, and it just like looked at my gurgle and just like whenever like rolled on it, and just like I was like, oh my god, and like hooked him for like 1 second, and, like went ape shit, and it was over, and I was like, yeah, man, I could do this, like I could do this, I could do this for sure.
Gotta figure out my life.
I'm like
things in order.
And then like I hooked a few more, and the guy was like, he changed every time. He was like, all right, see what you did on that one. The first one, he's like, you stripped too fast. I'm like, all right, cool. And the next one he eats, and I'm like really going slow, He's like, too slow. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, and then again he's like, too fast. I was like, so I think you just missed
your
these
rhythm
things.
was off,
but like it was like just like
he is cul-de-sac king.
Yeah.
His rhythm was off. Big surprise.
Yes, yeah. But seeing, I mean, like you said, like I couldn't imagine like a huge,
oh my
like
god,
a huge,
like 100 plus pound. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I love not being good at it too.
Right,
like I love sucking at it and be like, I have to figure this.
Right.
I have to figure it out, and everyone's yelling, and the guys are like, "You were messing this up." And you're like, I thought I could fish before, but now
you
I
like
can't
call them
at
out.
all.
You're like, yeah, dude, I just like this line is heavy. You come and cast it, and they like pick it up. They're like, and you're like, man, all right, cool. Like, yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah, I'll try to get. It's really cool, man.
You guys want to hear my tarpon story?
Yes.
You guys really do?
Yes.
You guys not just saying it? Okay, cool. So I was in Cuba with the boss man. Tucker took me to Cuba. I was like his little photo boy, taking some photos. It was great. Big shout out to Tucker for that. It was awesome. It was like the second day, and we were fishing specifically for tarpon, and like he was up there for like 3 hours. We didn't see anything, like nothing. And I'm just sort of like sitting there, just like I haven't seen a tarpon in my life. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware. Like there are no tarpon in Delaware.
Yeah,
we have striped bass and we have largemouth and like some stocked rainbow trout, right? So like
sounds sweet.
So like Tucker's like, oh, Yvonne, you want a chance? I'm like, sure, man. This is like literally my first trip in saltwater ever. I'm like, sure, yeah, cool. And I just get up on the bow and I'm just like talking to my boss and the guide, like, what? Okay, so let's go through this. What do I do?
Game plan.
And they're like, you strip set, and then like you strip set again, and then you let the line clear, and you keep the rod low.
Yeah.
And like, okay, cool. And then when he jumps, like, bowed him. I was like, oh, word.
Yeah.
And I'd repeat it back to him. And then like we went on for this like 15 minutes. It was like 15 minutes of like, all right, let's go back through this again. What do I do? And like I'd repeat it back to him. It would be great. And we're just looking out in the abyss, and I don't see anything. And then out of nowhere, like out of the corner of my eye, I just see, and it was like the guide estimate was like 60 pounds. So it's not even that big. It's like it's a big fish. It's a big tarpon.
Yeah, it's a ginormous fish.
But it's not like a big tarpon.
Still.
It's, it's like a medium-sized tarpon. And I just see it, and it's legitimately like 3 rod lengths to the right. And like I'm expecting to be shooting like a 60-foot bomb.
Yeah.
And like
slow motion.
And so I just like, oh, fish. And they're like, cast it. I'm like, oh, yeah. And so like, I just sort of like throw out a cast. I'm sort of behind him. He doesn't react at all. He's just sort of elevated sunning or whatever they do. I don't know. He was up there in the water column. Pick it back up, throw it again, and then you just see like I twitch it, and like you just see his mouth like open, and like he turned like a different green. Right. Like it was like, and he like went up at it and ate it, and like I strip set, and I was like, okay, let's just go through the plan, right? I strip set, I was good. Like strip set again, I was good, and then he started jumping, and he went that way, and I was like, went back to everything I knew from like first year fly fishing, basically. And I was like, just rod all the way to the top, and I started reeling in like I was fishing for a brown trout, and that thing got off in like 2 seconds, and when it was jumping over there, I was like, that was the coolest ever seen in my entire life. It was like
it's absolutely
prom night 2001. You know, it lasted for 2 seconds, but it was sick.
It was, and you'll never forget it.
Moment like burned in time. Like I can still remember that.
Yeah, I can see.
So good.
Right.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
They're so cool.
And you sit there in a bait, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna.
Should we all go fishing?
I'm gonna give myself.
Yes.
You're like, I'm gonna give myself 3 days. Right. You know, I'm like, book this trip out like 6 months in advance. I'm gonna give myself 3 days. Like the weather, I know is gonna be perfect.
It's absolutely not gonna be perfect.
It's gonna be the best fishing ever, dude. I'm gonna catch like, and you just like watch videos where you're like 140 pounds. Yeah, like, that's gonna be me. And then you go back and you're like, yeah, dude. And your buddies are texting you like, bro, how is it? You're like sitting on the boat. You're like, dude, I casted a snook, you know, like, yeah, dude, I
jumped a couple.
Right, like,
I remember getting like, you were like, oh, you jumped some, so cool, dude. And I was like, yeah, man, it was like the coolest. He was like, oh yeah, it's just so cool. And then you went this year, and you're like, I was texting you, you're like, yeah, man, like I jumped a couple, and I was like, yeah, man, that's pretty cool, right? He goes, yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was like,
like a moment, you know.
Like I still geek on the salt stuff. It's like, I mean, I don't do it a ton, you know, a couple trips a year, and it's like walking some flats, man. It's like I got like if I catch a needlefish, if I'm just like on the beach and I'm just like stripping a closet and I catch something that's like this big in the ocean, I'm like, yo, this is sick, dude. You know?
Well, it's like, those fish can be anywhere in the ocean, but they're there and they're eating other. Like it's not. I don't know.
Like, cool, dude. You caught an 11-inch bluefish. Like, relax, buddy. You know, like,
if there are any tarpon guys out there watching
check that off.
I don't know why you would be watching this trout one. If you guys want 3 tall dudes, one who's skinny, one who's like medium, and one who's grande, to be in your boat, we'll come down.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Like, we'll gladly do that.
Please.
It would be our pleasure. You know.
Please
hit us up in the comments. You know.
Please
shoot us a DM. We want to do it, please. Every day of my life.
Yes.
Like, yeah, you can take all the jabs when like I'm panicking, casting directly over the boat.
You can tell me
like, you're like, oh my god, dude, you just hit my pole with the cast. I'm like, yo, what did you want me to do? Like, did you see what was going on? Like, sorry.
This concludes the tarpon hour. We're gonna get back to the flies. We got fly number 4 coming up. Let's go. Fly number 4 is the purple parawolf, size 18.
Boom.
Tanner.
Jack Dennis classic, you know, that's the OG of OGs. That's like the guy who my dad read his books. That fly catches fish.
Sick brag.
No, I mean that's not a sick brag.
My dad reads.
Well, what is Jack Dennis? if Landon and Craven are lords, what is Jack Dennis?
Sire?
He's like a sire. He's like above. He's like
a sir.
Sir.
Yeah, what's above lord?
Yeah, this is for you, Jacob Earlson. I know you're watching.
But if bonita fish are big, we're not answering that question.
Yes, but yeah, I mean that fly's great. I mean, blue wing olives are here. Yep. You actually, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm out. It's like you're still seeing like other mayflies mixing in, like PMDs every once in a while. You like see some like random red quill flying around. You're like, this is crazy. So, purple parawolf kind of imitates it all. 18 is a great mixed size. You know, that'll kind of cover your base from the majority of your BWOs, and also, if you do see some lingering PMDs or something like that.
You use a little, if you're using a 2-fly rig, you can use a little sighter.
Right, of course. Yeah, that's a great
indicator fly of sorts.
If you're fishing somewhere those blueing olives, like 22s, having that as like your lead bug to like a smaller fly that none of us can see. It's a great option. Floats great. Floats like, it's crazy how good that fly floats, So, love that fly.
EELAND. Thoughts?
My go-to dry fly during the fall and winter, especially on tailwaters. I don't know why, but I think it's because it floats so well and
you can see it.
really easy, really easy to see, especially once it gets down to these smaller sizes.
Right.
So, I mean, if it's not a caddis or a hopper, this is what I'm going with.
Respect.
Purple is great. I also love all black, just because if they're getting really finicky, size down, black color, and it'll stick fish. So
you can also cut off the tail, the old parachute Adams trick, where you can, like, if you're fishing them to midges, you can cut off the tail. Same thing goes for the power wolf, right? Just 2 posts.
It is crazy how just good that fly looks when you cast it though. Like it always lands like the right way, floats with the wings up. You always want to throw the small dry fly. You can't see it like land sideways. You're like, that's not gonna get an eat.
You don't even know it lands sideways.
Yeah. And the fish are like rising by. And you're like, my fly looks dumb.
Yeah,
that fly. You know what I mean? Like, what happens? It's like my fly doesn't look real. It's like not like a spinner that's like this. It's like sideways.
It's like the cripple's cripple.
It's upside down. You're like, that fly looks dumb. Like I'm not gonna get an eat. That fly always lands right and floats great. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
there we go. Fly number 4. Let's get to fly number 5.
Boom.
The Hustler CDC, tied by our boy Josh Graffam.
Yeah.
Do you like jig flies?
I love jig flies. I'm not a Euro nympher. I'm not that skilled as an angler, but I love fishing jig flies, especially. I mean, I would go CDC Hustler to an RS2 and let's dance. Let's figure out what's partying. So
it's a deadly combo.
Yeah, and I love the CDC on this, and I think the collar looks great. So
yeah, you like CDC?
If Josh Graffam likes it, he's like a sleeper guy that like we all know, like
sleeper lord for sure.
Yeah, like locally, like that guy catches more fish than any human, like no matter the species, probably than any person that exists in like the United States. So Graffam's awesome, and I mean, love CDC soft tackle stuff, man. I mean, that fly just looks fishy. Like you put it on and it's it's great. It's heavy, gets down.
It's one of those like through winter. People I feel like go small, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something to be said for like a buggy fly.
Right.
Something that like
if you fish a big fly right in our technical tailwaters, like you will still catch fish, man. Like
fish want to eat.
Yeah, right.
They want to eat.
Absolutely. They want protein.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you're fishing the slow tail out and like with that kerplunking down there, like of course you're not going to catch those fish, but like there's still some fish in the currents, like feeding pretty aggressively, and like that's money for those fish for sure.
And you know where I usually I've always gotten lucky is at the end of a swing, like at the end of a drift, letting the swing with that CDC, and it gets it usually gets a couple grabs. Don't usually always stick them all, but it gets a couple of grabs. Yeah.
Right. You just like watch fish out like Madden glitch out there. They're like, you know what I mean? Like it's almost the same with like the double like streamer thing. Like you see them like chase yours, and then all of a sudden they turn around and like I don't want that, and they turn around and see like a small leech, and they're like, and you're like, you're so dumb, It's like that's the same thing that happens with like those flies.
Josh Graffam was trying to recruit Tanner and I to play men's league basketball. How do you think that would go for a 38-year-old white guy who's like probably will go 60 pounds overweight? What do you think go for me?
Dude, I mean, both of you own Jordans.
That's true.
True.
It's true.
Right.
So that's at least.
What do you think the over/under for the number of games it would be before I tore my Achilles?
That would be devastating.
What position are you playing? What position
Segura.
are you playing?
I mean, look, in my heyday, I was like a guard, small forward.
No, you weren't.
Two games. You're
but like if I'm like, I'd probably have to be down on the blocks. Let's be real.
If you're, I think if you're down the blocks, I'll give you 6 or 7 games.
Because you can be kind of lazy. You want to give up a bucket.
Yeah, I just want to be in the corner, man. Throw up a couple threes if I'm hot. Like I might make a couple.
Averaging, I think averaging 6 points for you, a couple of rebounds,
6 points,
big
one block,
1.5 torn Achilles.
Can you foul out a rec
torn
league?
Meniscus for sure by the end of the season.
Yeah, can you foul out a rec league?
I don't think so.
You'd be like our bruiser, the enforcer. We're like,
I would love that.
You're like, man, that guy's killing us. Like, put a Vaughn on that guy. Bodying him up,
Bring out some hockey moves. Man, there are no boards. What the hell was he doing? He's trying to cycle the puck.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. So that's Josh Grafham's fifth. That's the fifth fly. Josh Grafham. Lord Jesus, there's a fire. Fifth fly, a Josh Grafham special.
Right.
We appreciate you guys tuning in for 5 flies for November. Again, Elan, thanks for being here.
Thanks for
Where
having
can people
me.
find you?
You can find me in the streets at your auntie's house.
I was hoping that would be the answer.
No, you can find me
Tell her I said hello.
Yeah, tell your auntie I said hi. I'll be over in a second. No, you can find me on Instagram at Black Steve Irwin or Brown Folks Fishing.
Yep.
That's about it. I don't have any websites or anything like that.
Do you have any shows? Like this will probably go out beginning of November. Do you have any shows lined up? If people are watching?
I'll be in New York. The one that is.
Yeah, are you doing shows out there?
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll be in New York the 7th through the 12th of December, and then Boston the following weekend.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to plan a fly shop comedy tour. So
Nice.
we may be starting here at Trouts
Yes.
and starting around the country.
Yeah.
So
we, if you guys are watching this, you've already missed it, or maybe you didn't miss it, and we will see you tonight.
Right. We're
Elan's going to be doing the first fly shop comedy show that I've ever heard of.
it's the inaugural.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
pretty excited. Yeah.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Get her done.
Let's get it. Yeah. Oh, Larry. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.